have I really just resigned myself to reviewing games that are mid? I'm not even really angry at these games, except when I played Sonic, I was really, really angry at that one.
You fucking monologuing.
No, I'm definitely not monologuing, but let's say the situation that I was. What do you think about Halo?
No. No more videos. I'm not having it. I'm going to the pub.
The pub? Can I come?
No.
A brief word on the Halo series. It's okay. Look, I've never really been much of a Halo guy. I remember playing Halo 3 Customs with Gravity Hammer only, and I remember kind of hating Halo Reach, and that's about the extent of it. I was always more of a Call of Duty kind of kid. I've been recently playing through the Halos with a friend of mine who's way more into it than me. At point of writing, I've beaten Halo 1 and I'm about halfway through Halo 2. Halo 1 is fucking dog shit. I don't give a fuck about it being amazing at the time, or it being a great building block, or whatever fucking idiotic argument people like to make. It's boring as fuck, has massive levels where absolutely nothing happens half the time, and all the vehicles control like shit. Not to mention, they only really have 5 levels, and they just repeat themselves at the end of the story. Halo 2 is a bit better. I like the refined vehicles and the gunplay, but I fucking hate the shielding system. I much prefer it in games like Doom, where it encourages fast movement with the health system. Instead, I have to sit in a fucking corner and suck my thumb until I can have fun again. Also, I have no fucking idea what's going on in the story, but that's also because my mate is trying to convince me that it's a great idea to rewatch all 3 of the Nostalgia Critic films, so I'll refrain on commenting on the story until I see to boldly flee again. Now, from what I've heard, Halo 3 ODST is a divisive one, so that's where I, the peak of masculinity and speaker of truth, the Moo, will come and hit you with some hard facts about this game. First impressions of this game are really good. Well, once you get past the first cutscene anyway. Yes, the cast of generico military men are all here showing their bravado and how great the military is. But as setups go, it's functional enough. Once dropped into the city, there is a lot to like. The music provides a great ambience and the feeling of isolation is present. The environmental storytelling does a solid job of not only enhancing your reason to explore the city, but also making it feel lived in. Coupled with this, you are very outmatched against the enemies. You can even struggle to take out a few grunts starting out, playing into the isolation and vulnerability that you have, much like my dating life. I love the way the city's encased in darkness and you only have your night vision with your visor, not only to see what the fuck is going on, but also to enhance the sci-fi feel of the game, as it was getting dangerously close to be a generic military shooter with the opening cutscene. Being able to explore the city and having random audio logs to find to tell a narrative separate to your own is also a great idea, and it serves the explorative nature of this game super well. It also has a strong sense of progression. In theory, I like the building escalation leading to a more classic Halo style with the rookie character by the end of the game, which pivots nicely from the survival-y, explorer-y setup to a classic Halo mission. Now you might be thinking, Moo, actually enjoying a game? Impossible. And you would be correct. If the rookie levels were the whole game, it might have come out with a positive review. But much like looking at pictures of me versus me in real life, things are not always what they seem, because there's a whole other part of this game that bores me to the point that I'd rather have parasitic brainworms attack my dopamine receptors so I can actually feel something. As I alluded to, you explore the city and find the wreckage of events that happened prior to you waking up, leading to flashback levels. And this is where the game shows that it is actually fatter in real life. God, I need to lose some weight. The Marine levels can suck a fucking fat one. They're the worst part of Halo and Call of Duty combined. They're just a worse version of pretty much any other Halo game. The mechanics of this game are much more suited to the rookie levels, and it seems like a neutered version of the classic Halo. The worst offenders being the second, fourth, and last Marine levels. The biggest, most grossest offender, no, I'm not talking about myself, is the fucking health system. They went back to the Halo 1 system where you sort of have a shield, but also sort of have a health bar. Except it's impossible to tell when you're about to lose any HP and when you're just losing your shield. That doesn't really make any sense, so let me elaborate. Effectively, you have the same system as Halo 1, but there's no clear indicator when you've taken enough damage to properly lower your health, or when you've just popped your... I guess it's a health buffer, but I'll refer to it as a shield from now on. Apart from being a slight bit confusing, I guess it's inoffensive enough in the rookie sections. But when you're dropped into the Marine sections, which are structured and played like classic Halo missions, it feels like you're just playing a shittier version of Master Chief. Not all the Marine levels are bad. For example, the mission where you fly the Banshee is entertaining enough, but since there is effectively no difference between this and a regular Halo mission with flying boys, it's just coasting off success of its previous entries. So why wouldn't I go play another Halo game that doesn't have terrible levels in between the actual fun ones? Another thing about this is you're railroaded way more into one specific playstyle in this game rather than in classic Halo. In Halo Original, you're offered vehicles, but Mr. Chief is strong enough to ignore them if you see fit, and go and take them on from the ground. Whereas in this game, you're playing a Marine with brittle bone disease from years of inbreeding. So if you dare to get out of your vehicle, you're gonna ragdoll like I do when I try to talk to strangers. Not to mention, the NPCs have suicide bombs implanted into their neck, because I get 3 minutes into a mission and all of them are dead, and I'm just running another solo venture, again like my dating life. The only marine level outside of a vehicle that I actually enjoyed had 3 unkillable squad mates, so it actually felt like I was part of a group and not a downtown market version of Halo. This is probably starting to sound like all the rookie levels are gold encrusted gems from the Disney slave mines, and all the marine levels are the available political parties in South Ireland. I had to fit that one in somewhere. But you'd be wrong, because the rookie levels have their own parasitic worms going for a gnash at my brain. Fuck objective markers. Look, I guess they're fine in games like Skyrim, where you'd be super lost without them, but within the small confines of this game, it could have perfectly functioned without them. Or at least have some sort of map within the level that you can reference if you get lost. Or the system that's already in place within the game to show nearby points of interest. But as soon as the objective markers get bolted to your visor, I lose all interest in wanting to explore the level organically. Also, did you know that you can tackle some of these missions in any order you want? I fucking didn't due to the objective marker and how the levels are structured. If you want, you can go to the map and change which one of the memories you want to pursue, but it turns out they're laid out as if they're a linear sequence of events, so there's literally no reason to do it unless you enjoy hiking in a, I will admit, atmospheric city. Razbuten has a great video about minimaps which carries a sort of similar principle to what I'm talking about, so if you want a more in-depth look at that subject, it's linked in the description. Finally, the last rookie level drops a nuclear-sized bomb into my enjoyment of this game. Fuck the Warthog, it absolutely fucking sucks when you're playing single player. You more or less have to drive while your idiot NPC either misses everything or has laser pinpoint precision and takes all the fun away, like in this instance. For the last level, you have to guide along your boss while clearing the way with the Warthog and go down about 50,000 of the same fucking highway, while having to wait for your fucking NPC character to move their fucking walking stick while you've lapped them about 30 times at this point. What the fuck am I supposed to do? Just sit here while my NPC has all the fun while I take potshots and browse TikTok? Alright, I think I've gotten that all out of me. So let me address the inevitable argument that this is a DLC game and can't be held to the same standard as other games. If this is your argument, then you can make like salads and fuck off from my orifices. Because this game was released for full fucking price in its own box, so shut your mouth. This game makes me way more angry than other games that are made because it had the potential to be great. In fact, I would have enjoyed this game 50 times more if it had a 2-hour campaign with cutscenes covering the marine sections. And while the story is still a cock salad and the Warthog level can still fuck off, I would have come out with a positive impression. Instead, every time I think about this game, I think of sitting in a corner, waiting to pop out, being railroaded into every little section exactly how it was intended, instead of thinking of the lovely atmospheric city, the haunting soundtrack, and the inversion of how you think you should play a Halo game. In short, it's glimmers of excellence hidden behind mountains of Call of Duty's cum. I am not watching To Boldly Flee. It is no Nostalgia Critic November. It's just not happening, alright?
You think this is a game? You broke the truce. You know, in my house, that Nostalgia Critic and John Halo are heroes. You broke the truce! You broke the truce! You broke the truce! You know this means war.
How's it going, everybody? My name is and we are back with Five Nights at Freddy's.